In Anaheim, California for EA Sports Supercross as we take a look at the lineups for our second qualifying heat. And I think we're going from an interesting heat to a fascinating one here with Vuillemin, Carmichael, and McGrath, not to mention Lusk. Very competitive riders in this one, David.
Well, I get the idea that Lusk and McGrath are going, this is the week. We got to get it straight. Look at that, McGrath and Carmichael side by side. This is what we all thought it was going to be at the start of the season, and here they are. And they've never started on a pad like this where it drops.
That ought to be interesting. We'll check out the start as the 32nd board is now up.
See, Vuillemin has his twitch.
Now
everybody's got their pre-race ritual.
We're ready to go for our second qualifying heat. Carmichael in great position for the hole shot. He takes it. Sebastian Waugh. Jean-Sebastian Waugh is right in there in second place, number 40. Going down was Jason Wood, number 205. But Jeremy McGrath is right there in second place. Might we have a battle with Carmichael coming up?
Well, we'll find out. And to make it even better, Vuillemin just got into third around Waugh. And Carmichael had a little trouble in the first practice. Jeremy seemed to think that he won that practice session this afternoon. Carmichael went back out.
Vuillemin looks like he has a lot more aggressive moves in him now in qualifying than he did in the last couple of races.
Well, he needs to prove to these guys, hey, I'm the points leader. And let me tell you why. Let me show you some speed. McGrath has made a bad choice right there. He lost time on Carmichael and opened the door for Vuillemin almost.
So the battle for second place is on. Ezra Lusk is in fourth, and the top four qualify. Oh, Carmichael made a mistake.
This is what Jeremy needs to do, pressure Carmichael. I don't think Carmichael, after the second practice session, he went out and kind of squared things up with McGrath. Got the fastest lap, he thought, but it was actually Vuillemin who had the fastest lap. So all three of these guys are within tenths of a second of each other, and they're all trying to establish a mental edge right now.
Carmichael, McGrath, Vuillemin, Lusk are top four with Jean-Sebastian Waugh on the bubble. You see the green squares up on the top left of your screen. That means they moved up a lap. Nick Way moving back with the red square.
Now watch what McGrath has to do in this corner. He's going to have to protect the inside because Vuillemin's coming in. That's not the fastest line. Vuillemin's going to get a run on him. Not as good as I thought. Vuillemin blew his chance.
Despite the fact that these guys have almost already qualified, boy, they got a great winning spirit.
Love the track design. You see the difference in lines? Carmichael jumping up onto that plateau. Jeremy riding up on it and jumping off. And he's keeping Vuillemin back there. He got a little gap. And if he can close on Carmichael, that'll mess with Carmichael's confidence just a little bit. I don't think he's worried about Jeremy.
Well, Jeremy's hanging right with Ricky Carmichael and David Vuillemin in third. They're pulling away from Ezra Lusk a little bit in fourth.
See, another difference in lines right there. Carmichael going wide and tripling that section. Jeremy just going to the inside, double-double. Watch Vuillemin. Triple. Triple again. Closes on Jeremy, and now Jeremy's got to protect the inside, this next right-hander. And he's losing time. Every time he has to take that inside, he loses time to Carmichael. Seems to be able to get that little bit of the gap that he loses there. He seems to be able to get that back. But it's given Carmichael the opportunity to run whatever line he wants out front. He's starting to inch away now.
Carmichael has won 3 out of the 4 in qualifying heats he's been in this year. The only one he didn't win was the second race here at Anaheim, when he had to go to the semifinal round. Jeremy McGrath, number 2, looks a lot more loose on the bike tonight.
Well, I think this is the first week that he really feels like he can race. Get out there and race with these guys. All the other ones have been so clouded with all kinds of negative stuff, and I might pump up. Oh, here comes Vuillemin.
Vuillemin not quite close enough to make the block pass as they go over with less than 4 laps to go now.
There goes Vuillemin. He finally got that edge. Well, maybe not. Jeremy's not playing around tonight.
He is fighting for it. McGrath cuts in on the whoops. Vuillemin takes the wide route.
This is the Jeremy we all thought we were going to see, and the battle we thought we were going to see. Carmichael and Jeremy running 1 and 2.
Davey, we got a great race going on here.
We sure do, and you know, the way Jeremy's having to protect that inside line, what's really hurting him is the fact that it's kind of damp out here. The track is very slick. Every time he almost comes to a stop on the inside, he's spinning to get out of it. If Vuillemin can just slingshot that one time, he's going to pass him.
Look at how close McGrath has gotten to Carmichael now, and he doesn't have Vuillemin on his tail, so you might sense that and know he can go wide. Maybe a better idea.
Almost got the edge on Carmichael. The crowd is going crazy. They're on their feet.
Might have been a better idea to show Carmichael a wheel. Look at this.
Inside McGrath, but Carmichael gets that hop on him.
Jeremy's been jumping into that corner. If he could have somehow steered clear of Carmichael enough to jump that, well, he'd have been all over him. Carmichael got that gap back, and here comes Vuillemin. What a great race.
Oh, this is the kind of action we expected at the beginning of the year between the defending champion and the former 7-time champion.
And Ezra Luft's back there at fourth going, man, I needed to pick it up in the main event because these guys have just left him now. Look at Ricky, goes wide to triple it. Vuillemin wasn't able to take that line, so couldn't capitalize on Jeremy that time.
2 laps to go from this fantastic qualifying round. Ricky Carmichael, McGrath, Vuillemin, and Lusk still in qualifying position. There's Chad Watts. Carmichael's mechanic.
And Skip standing right next to each other. Wonder what goes through those guys' heads when they're standing next to each other. They want to win. It's like they're out there riding that bike.
I would think it'd almost be worse on the mechanics, not being able to have any control after they've prepared the bike.
It's a lot worse. It's like somebody else driving the car too fast. You're in the passenger side going, come on.
Carmichael now with an edge on McGrath. But can he pull up with 2 laps to go? The white flag will be out next time around. Carmichael approaches the finish line jump. He's got the white flag. 1 lap to go.
And they're going to have a couple of lapped riders. That could make things interesting. Carmichael getting that gap back again. They're pretty spread out right now. Ricky getting sideways. Those Hondas hook up. I should say they don't hook up. They're so fast. You got to be a little bit more careful with the throttle. Yamahas, for some reason, that's the one thing those things have always done so well is hook up. And Vuillemin is so good at finding traction. I don't think he ever even spins the tire.
So now they're pretty spread apart, but in the whoops, McGrath has picked up just a little bit, just as we said it. Vuillemin, though, a big gap to third now.
Well, Carmichael's got the fastest lap in the race so far, 56 flat. Jeremy at 56.1.
And the checkers for Jeremy McGrath. No, I mean Ricky Carmichael. McGrath comes across in second. Middle block there.